we've got a variety of leaves here. I've actually brushed a little bit of petal dust on to the leaves to make them slightly darker. The choice is yours, how dark or how light you want them to be. Remember, when you're actually colouring your paste, if you want to use a colour in your paste, you really want to use a paste colour, not a liquid colour, because if you use a liquid colour, it will alter the consistency of your paste, and you'll find it will be very, very difficult to work. Now, look at these are what they call primulas, and these are the primroses. Now, the difference is with the primulas is that there is a variety, several blooms on top of one stem, and the stem is much thicker, and they can be used to put into a bouquet of flowers that you're making for a cake, or even just on their own in some sort of a design. But you use exactly the same method to make the primulas as you do the primroses. Now we'll start off with a couple of small buds, but what we need to do, I've got a couple here that haven't been taped. Now, tape your stems, because you'll find that they will be much easier to put into a display if you can actually stick them together, because the tapes stick together and they don't move it about, and it gives you a much steadier. So if you start too far down, you can push it up. So going to start off with 2 buds and a leaf, and just a little bouquet that you can use on your cakes, or you can just make them into a posy, but this is quite nice to lay on top of a cake. And tape those together. Got 2 different, got one coming just a little onto the next one, just a little bit up it. And we can take a half bud, just tape that a little bit together. You'll see that it doesn't slip. So that leaf is almost the same level as the top one. That one's above it. This one, the top is almost the same. We can push them into the position we want to when we put some more on. So another bud. There, we're just going down. Much easier to handle with the tape because they don't slip about. Get another piece of tape. Then I'm going to add, just so that it's coming over the others, leaving a little bit of wire loose so that you can move them about. You don't want to tape them so that you've stuck them straight onto the stem. You want to be able to move them around a little bit. And we can put a leaf in there. Again, leaving a little bit of the stem so that you can position them afterwards. So that one's roughly the same height as that. It's a bit level. And put that one again, leaving a bit of slightly lower, not very much, but just slightly lower. tape that on. Tape each one on, just a little tiny bit of tape. If you put loads of tape on, you'll find that you'll make an awfully thick stem, and that's no good. Now I'm going to put that one so it will go in between them. And that one in the centre. Each time I'm going slightly lower and leaving a little bit of stem so that I can move them about when I've finished to how I want them to look. Now I think I'll put that other bud in there. Another leaf. That one's not a good leaf. You have to be careful because sometimes, as you see with this one, as I've bent it, the wire's stuck out. So really, I don't want to use that one. And this one, and I've got enough. I've got enough leaves without using that one that's not very good. As you see, I've gone down each one a little lower than the other. And the last one. Okay, well now I'm going to tape to the bottom of the stems. As far as I want it. Then with a pair of wire cutters, I'm going to cut that off. There. Remember, if you have any stems that you want to stick into a cake, make sure they're totally covered, the wire's covered, don't leave exposed wires to stick into a cake. So now we can arrange our leaves as we want them. Just make a little arrangement. I'll take that off there, and you can see how it would look if it was laid onto a cake. Very pretty. And of course these can be used as filler flowers for going with other types of flowers you may. With this one, with these, what I did was I got the centre one and just see they stick together, which is great because you've got a chance to arrange them before you actually tape them all together. Just so they've got that shape to them. And these are good on their own, or as I say, you can put them in with other different types of flowers that you make to make a nicer display. So again, I've gone down, I'm going to cut the wire off. To gather up my bits of wire, because when you're making cakes you don't want to have wire around. So tape the bottom of the stem, and then if you do stick it into a cake, there's no wire exposed. and that's your thing. So that's the primrose.